So, this is an excellent question. How do we decide which projects to take on with this wide royalty share distribution? So, right now, we are a micro publisher on BookFunnel, which limits us to 10 author names and 5,000 hours, I think it is, with the audio add on. And that cost us $800 for the year. So we had to be very selective, one, to even start, to make sure we had enough interest to even try and do this. And two, not go too big too fast. We only get 10 author names on that plan to start, and we are in discussion with other players in the industry to see if this is something we can change to make it more viable for narrators. But right now, this is what we're working with. Because we only have 10 author names to work with, one of the things that went into it was, do authors want us to do more than one book? Do they have a series that we could then package and sell together that is more bang for the buck, as it were? We are using those 10 slots wisely versus having only 10 books. For example, DM Darcy is going to have her Fated Celestials trilogy at the least, right? Um, I am doing the Poison Garden series by Jennifer Alice Provost, which is 5 books. I'm doing the books for Sarah Ennis, which is, I think, 7 books right now. So that is a huge part of it. The second part, and it's an unfortunate reality of this capitalist hellscape that we live in, royalty share plus is taking precedence over straight royalty share. We cannot afford, even with the money that we make from publishers and per finished hour projects, et cetera, we cannot afford to pay our engineer out of pocket for every single royalty share product that we do. So if an author is willing to pay for the engineer, either our engineer or one of their own, then that is going to be higher on the list than doing straight royalty share at this point. Hope that changes. Hopefully, we can make enough money that we can take on more. But right now, we do have to have a way to pay our bills. And while the return on going wide is larger than being Audible exclusive, it's still not enough to pay our monthly bills. Now, this is the way that PJ and I are running our business. There are other narrators out there who are doing it a little bit differently, who maybe they are buying the rights outright, so the authors get an advance and then the royalties reflect that. Maybe the author is taking on the role of wide distribution and then sending the royalties to the narrator versus our company, the narrator, dispersing everything to our authors. How you set that up is completely up to you, but I cannot stress enough having a contract looked over by a contract lawyer, and I will emphasize that in any portion of your business. You want, especially when it comes to finances, something legally binding. And also, it's gonna take trust, right? The authors that we've started with, many of them I've already built a relationship with, and they trusted me to go in on this. There is, a kill clause and that sort of thing. So, it's not something to enter into lightly. It is a lot of work on either end, especially the financial disbursements every month or quarter, depending on the platform that you choose. But again, anything we can do to steer people away from certain places and put more money back into the pockets of creators directly, I think is a good idea and worth it. So thanks for asking.